Ecofeminism. Ecofeminism, also called as ecological feminism, branch of feminism that examines the connection between women and nature. So, ecofeminism is the connection of women and nature. Kung unsay similarities nila or unsay naglink nila nga nakaparehas silang duha. Kung sa nature ta mag-base, kung ang plant moturok, motubo, then mamunga, same as well sa women. Panganak, mudako, motubo, magminyo, then manganak siya, then magatiman, then magpadako, and etc. etc. Then, the cycle of plant is grow, birth, death, and rebirth. As well as the cycle sa women is life, birth, growth, death, and rebirth. So, like, na-link agad sila sa kanang ilang mga roles bitaw sa atong society. Then, ecofeminism, its name was coined by the French feminist Francoise Thébault in 1974. So, who is Francoise Thébault? She was a French feminist writer, a philosopher, and activist, widely recognized for her pioneering work in the development of ecofeminism. So, kanang ecofeminism is siya mo ga-create ana nga term nga ecofeminism. Sa libro diyan niya rather, so gikan ka pansayaha ang word nga ecofeminism. So, this is another connection between sa women o sa environment. So, ang ilang connection is that dili sila maka-voice out, listen ra kayo ang ilang rights, then they were taking advantage sa kung kinsay mas dominant sa ilaha, kung they were taking advantage by the ones who's dominant over them. So kung kinsa to'y mas taas, like i-oppress bitas lang nga, i-taking advantage sila nga, like mabuli mga inana. She is best known for coining the term ecofeminism in her book in 1994 in her book Le Feministe à la Mort, Feminism or Death. In her work, she argued that the oppression of women and the degradation of the environment are interconnected and stem from some patriarchal system of power and domination. So, manata kong gisulti ganina nga. Kung kisa to'y mas taas, sila may mas daghan og opportunities, mas daghan silang mabuhat kaysa sa mas nasubos sa ilaha. So, Thébault's ecofeminism helped lay the foundation for future environmental and feminist movements, influencing both academic and grassroots discussions about the interconnection between gender, ecology, and social justice. So, muna ang gi-aim ni Thébault sa feminism or sa movement, sa future movements nga mabuhat mo-grow pa or mo-boom or ang mahimo nga movement sa future generation. So, ecofeminism uses the basic feminist tenets of equality between genders, a revaluing of non-patriarchal or non-linear structures, view of the world that respects organic process, holistic connections, and the merits of intuition and collaboration. To these notions of ecofeminism adds both a commitment to the environment and an awareness in the associations made between women and nature. So, the last statements that I read will be discussed and reported by the next reporter.
Cultural ecofeminism, on the other hand, encourage an association between women and the environment. They contend that women have a more intimate relationship with nature because of their gender roles, like family nurturer and provider of food, and their biology, like menstruation and pregnancy and lactation. So, cultural ecofeminism, from the word itself, ecofeminism, meaning eco is nature and feminism is babae. So, cultural ecofeminism is the connection between the nature and the female. So, nganong sa babae raman, it is because almost sa mga parts sa nature kay maghatag og bunga, diba, magkahatag sila og maka-provide sila og pagkaon sa tuwa. So, mausad na sa kanang babay. Kay, diba, ang babay kay kanang mga nakman. Nya, syempre sila say maghatag og pagkaon sa bata, sila magpatutoy. So mauna nga same sila og kanang rule gani sa kanang kalibutan. Mauna nga mas kusog ang relationship sa kanang babay og sa nature.
Ecofeminism had begun two distinct schools of thought: radical ecofeminism and cultural ecofeminism. Radical ecofeminists contended that the dominant patriarchal society equates nature and women in order to degrade both. Example na is kanang bitaw kanang sa mag-asawa kay, di ba ang mabay is wa kay mabuhat nga i-under ka sa imong partner nga, di ba kasagaran sa tuwa as mabay is nara mas balay kung ikaw mabay ka nga wala educated ka na kay kanang bitaw na kay to gani na ay sorry ang forest na ba is dili ba maka-speak nga gubon sila ana nga specific nga tao kay di ba sa man ka against na ba kay nature kay ba nature di ba di gid siya ka voice so kana bitaw dili sa maka-protect sa ilahang kanindot og sa ilang magpa-stay sila nga ana nga forest sila
Mana?
Kabana bitaw bisag high educated ka nga na kay degree na ya once nga mag-asawa ka imo kinamabiyaan kay tungod kay na kay responsibilidad sa imong partner o sa imong pamilya. Nga same sa nature is kay bitaw once nga kana nga lugar is dinot kasanan din once nga na isa ka tawo nga moingon nga ako ni siyang ipaguba nga kana nga siya nga lugar amo siyang kana innovate through building na ya kana bitaw wala na yung ano kanang nature image dindot siya nga lugar ya malisan siya nga building kay tungod kay naay tawo nga ni ingon nga kana ako na siyang barugan nga kana building niya ang nature ra ba dili ra ba siya maka speak nga o ayaw ko guba kay tungod kay kuan kay nga na kana bitaw hindi siya maka-speak sa imong kanba sa imong rights nga kana bitaw imo siyang i-against nga kanang imo siyang i-against nga pag-ingon sa tao kay imo siyang barugan imuhang pagka-kuan pagka nature
Ecofeminism combines two main ideas: ecology, caring for the environment, and feminism, fighting for gender equality. It argues that the domination of nature and oppression of women are deeply connected and came from the same root cause: systems of power like patriarchy, capitalism, and colonialism, which prioritize profit, control, and exploitation over care, balance, and respect. So what is the connection between women and nature? Many traditional societies have associated women with nature because of their roles in childbirth, nurturing, and caregiving. So for example, phrases like Mother Earth symbolize the earth as a life-giving force, similar to how women give life. While this connection is not inherently bad, it has often been used as a justification for treating both women and nature as resources to be used, controlled, and exploited. Ecofeminists noted that women and nature were often depicted as chaotic and irrational, while men were characterized as rational and ordered. They believed that this association led to oppression of both women and nature.
Feminism. So root means ugat, and then ecofeminism, kaya usa na siya ka branch of feminism which nag-examine sa connection between sa human being and the nature. So ecofeminism as a movement has indeed come into its own in the United States in 1990s. So ang ecofeminism kaya usa na siya ka process nga nabuhat gikan sa United States in 1990s. And then ecofeminism growth in the United States signifies its evolution with a distinct influential movement. And then Devon coined the word ecofeminism. So in 1974 kuno si Francois Devon kaya siya ang French feminist or siya ang founder sa ecofeminism to call the attention to women's potential to bring about ecological revolution.
Dubon claimed that today the two most immediate threats to survival are overpopulation and the destruction of our resources. Fewer recognize the complete responsibility of the male system, insofar as it is male in these two dangerous, but even fewer still have discovered that catch of the two threats is the logical outcome of one of the two parallel discoveries which gave men their power over 50 centuries ago. Their ability to plant the seed in the earth, as in women, and their participation in the act of reproduction. Françoise Dubon, a French feminist and environmentalist, coined the term ecofeminism. She believed that women's rights and environmental protection are closely linked and that patriarchy, or male-dominated societies, harms both women and the planet. Dubon advocated for women's empowerment, challenging patriarchal structures, and recognizing women's unique perspectives to achieve ecological preservation and social justice. So, Dubon is a French feminist, which means to say nga she supports equal rights for women, and she made and invented the word ecofeminism too. She had believed nga women and the environment are interconnected. She had also believed that patriarchy, or which means male dominance, ang hinungdan sa pagka-harmed sa both women and the environment. So, mao to no, sa unang panahon, male jud gahold sa power everywhere, mapa-family, society, and even politics. And this has affected both women and our environment simply because women are collectively excluded from political, social, and economic positions of power. We all have already tackled this recently. Dili balance ang treatment jud sa unang panahon, which really makes it unfair for me, because I am all for equal rights, especially to women, because women also had great contributions to our world, not just men. And now nagyapoy nangitabo nga male-centeredness sa atong modern society, but at least dili na siya pareha sa una nga hugot jud kaayo ang pagtrato sa mga babae. So in conclusion, empowering women and challenging patriarchal structures are crucial for achieving social justice and ecological preservation, leading to a more equitable and sustainable future. Thank you.
Susan A. Mann, Ideas for Ecofeminism. How women of different classes and races addressed environment concerns in the late 19th and early 20th century through their involvement in the municipal housekeeping movement and early conservation or preservation movement. So in the late 19th and early 20th century, women nga gikan sa mga various classes and races nag-play og significant roles sa pag-address sa environmental concerns through some movements like municipal housekeeping and early conservation. Sa municipal housekeeping movement, naa diri ang middle and upper class women. So these women often nag-involve sa organizations like New York Ladies Health Protective Association nga nag-focus sa pag-improve sa hygiene and public health. So, they kanang nag-advocate sila sa kalimpyuhan sa streets, better waste management, and pure water supplies. Then, naasa diri ang working class women. Sila ang instrumentals in grassroots efforts such as setting up pure milk station to prevent infant diarrhea and organizing infant welfare societies. So in early conservation or preservation movement is naagri ang white women. So sila ang active. So they were active sa broader conservation movement, working to preserve natural landscape, of mag-establish national parks, So their efforts often align with the goals of mainstream environmental organizations. Dayon, naa sa diri ang women of color. So Black women and Native American women nag-mobilize sa environmental justice and biodiversity protection. So ilang gi-address ang issues like pollution of land rights, emphasizing the intersection of environmental and social justice. So, kaning ang movement nag-allow sa women para mag-use nilang talents and leadership skills to create healthier environment and challenge traditional gender norms, significantly influencing the environmental movement and society at large.
Good morning. So we have here Susan Elman Ecofeminism, but first we will know who is Susan Elman. Susan Elman is an American historian of China, best known for her work on the Qing dynasty and the role of women and gender in Chinese history. She was also a professor of history at University of California. She has also one book, which is Gender and Sexuality in Modern Chinese History. So the second one is ecofeminism. So ecofeminism is a political and intellectual that combines feminism and environmentalism. It argues that the oppression of women and the degradation of the environment are interconnected and result from patriarchal and capital systems. So for the patriarchal means, it means controlled by men, only by men. And for the capitalist system, they are the financer and the investor. So it says here that ecofeminism is a political and intellectual, and they combines the feminism and also the environmentalism. And also they argue that the oppression of women. So what do you mean by oppression? Oppression means abuse, or they're having an unjust treatment or control of women, and the degradation, or they're going to degrade ang kwan sa babay, the environment, which is related, and also it result from the controlled men or the patriarchal. So next is Susan Elman. She notes most of these early connections among gender, class, and racial oppression and environmental issues. So what do you mean by racial oppression? So racial or race, they're racing, like burdening a specific race with unjust or cruel restraints or impositions. So they're having a race oppression or racial oppression about sa environmental issues. Moni ang notes ni Susan Elman. Next, the last one will be also Man. She advocates that in reviewing our feminist history, we need to ensure that the experiences and contribution of marginalized people are included. So what do you mean by marginalized? So marginalized means like kanang bitang mga powerless or kanang dili mga high. So their experience discrimination, kana sila naka-experience na sila discrimination. So gikuan diri ni Susan Elman, she advocates that if we are going to review our feminist history, we need to ensure that the experiences and also the contribution of the marginalized people are included. So that's all. Thank you.
So hello, good morning everyone. I am Mark Justin Wagas from BCHM 2A. My topic for today is the Indian ecofeminist discourse. Vandana Shiva, a prominent Indian ecofeminist thinker and activist. According to Shiva, women and nature have an intricate and intimate relationship, as well as a shared history of the grounds of a common experience of exploitation, degradation, and domination by an academic attitude. The exploitation of nature, women are deprived of their main activity, inspiration for creativity and sensitivity of life, and they struggle to conserve their substance base. In the context, Vandana Shiva gives the example of Chifko, the first epoch-making movement in which women of the Garhwal district and Himalayas protested against the commercial felling of trees by hugging the trees. This movement has gained much popularity and recognition worldwide. So palabanta. So Shiva emphasizes the intimate attachment of women to nature, the common grounds that they stand for. Kung unsay gibarugan, unsay lang rules, the way they are treated unfairly, take advantages, and how the androcentric attitude of masculine perspective have the dominance over them. So ang kaning kuande, so singanan ang Indian ecofeminist day kay like nature na sa ilaha na hatagan nilag unfair treatment ang mga babay. So, di ba, hatagan nilag unfair treatment ang babay. Then, ang mga babay sad kay they are suffering sa ilang mga main activity. Like, nagsuffer na sila ba sa ilang mga main activity? For example, sa inspiration of creativity and sensitivity of being the holy life. So, murag sa kining Indian ecofeminist, darara murag like nagkuanra sila sa unfair treatment sa mga babay. And kanang murag na sa mga babay ang mga sa pagsuffer ba sa ingana nga pamagi sa ilang mga pamahalaka sa Thank you.
Garhwal is another representative of Indian ecofeminism with a perspective different from that of Shiva's. Bina Garhwal's perspective in ecofeminism differs from Shiva's. So, ang perspective kuno ni Bina Garhwal or Garhwal in ecofeminism kay different ni Shiva's. So, according to Garhwal, women cannot be considered a homogeneous group differing on the basis of class, race, culture, and caste. She argues that gender domination cannot be isolated as the sole cause of the degradation of women and nature, without attending to the political, social, and economic factors inherent in domination. So, Shiva's emphasized that women are not a uniform group. And she argues that factors like class, race, caste, and culture also shape women's experiences. Garhwal believes that the degradation of women and nature cannot be explained by gender alone. So, dili siya ma-explained by gender alone kuno kung gender ang hisgutan. And it's also influenced by political, social, and economic system of domination. So, na-influensyahan kuno siya sa political, social, and economic system of domination. In short, she stresses or emphasizes the need to consider all forms of oppression, gender, class, caste, when addressing environmental and gender issues.
So, conclusion. First is, women as women have a special relationship with nature, as ecofeminists argue, is proved wrong when one analyzes the various protest movements. So, women kay naa sila mga special relationship within nature as ecofeminists nga nakakuan sa sila mga basta mga inana sa. Then sunod is women's interaction with nature under responses to environmental degradation must be analyzed and located within the material reality of gender, case, class, and race based division of labor, property, and power. So women's interaction with nature, nag-respond sila mga environmental degradation, mga nag-analyze po sila mga and nag-locate sila sa mga material reality of gender, case, class, and race. So nag-base sila sa class, sa race, sa gender, and nag-base po sila sa division of labor, property, and power sa mga women. So 3 is women are victims of environmental degradation as well as active agents in the regeneration of protection and environment. So kini women are victims sila sa mga environmental degradation as well as mga active agents sa mga kuan against protection of the environment. So conclusion,